Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo!
As always, welcome back, Star Trek Fleet Command fans. Today, I want to talk to you about an Apex calculator, Apex barrier in general, and what true mitigation is. And this is off the request of what many of you have been asking me to do a video on. And thanks to the great people over at Spocks Club, we're going to do that today, as well as obviously release the calculator. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm going to give you in today's video is new, as in all the tools and stuff. So if you have feedback for that, we are more than open to hearing it if you'd like to see improvements and whatnot. But let's go ahead and start with the basics. What is Apex barrier? And to do that, I'm going to use this pretty ship right here. That's my Vorcha, and it is amazing. You think you have a better ship? You don't. Okay, let's hop into a battle log real quick where I hit a random base a little bit ago and take a look at what we see inside. You're going to see numbers, and inside these shots here, you'll see that I and my Apex barrier deflected, mitigated, however we want to word this, a good portion of damage, lowering the amount that actually reached my whole health. So what does this mean, and what does this end up turning into? Well, let's start with what is mitigation, or in this case, true mitigation. Yes, they did purposely make it a little bit confusing, but that's okay. If you remember, a good time ago, all the way back in June of last year, Apex barrier came out. The whole point of Apex barrier was to add a modifier that increases your survivability that isn't your standard mitigation and isn't your shields. In fact, when this came out, I refer to it as kind of like a second shielding system, a multi-phasic shield, however you want to word it. Mathematically, what it does is improve survivability. That is the basic form of how it works. This is the formula itself. However, I don't expect all players to go out and learn, hey, what does this do? How does it work? And then you to sit there on a notepad and figure it out yourself. Hence the creation of a calculator. So what we're looking at here is adding more Apex barrier increases survivability. That's the baseline of what this is meant to do and how it performs in the game. It mostly is a PvP mechanic, but you also have ways that you can obtain it in or for other PvE situations, and we'll cover some of those here in this video. I'll show you where some of those are here real quick. So again, we're looking at stuff like this. This is the battle log that I was just using. Remember, now what we're going to do is we're going to take you to the calculator itself. The link to the calculator will be down in the description below. However, here it is. Now, it is next.spocks.club/Apex, but here you go. This is how it works. I'll put in the numbers from one of the shots that I received, and it did correctly show me what my Apex barrier is based on the crew that I'm using, etc. Now, you're more than welcome to go out and test this for yourself and make sure the numbers are working. We have shared this with several beta testers. They've all found it to be accurate based on, is it pulling how much Apex barrier that player has. It also could be a neat thing that once we have Sync fully launched, the new version of Sync ties in anyway. But let's go into how this works. In a basic form, it's going to show you how much Apex barrier you have, as well as what it would look like when you add more Apex barrier, which is what you see with the red and green here on the right side. So I've put in all the numbers from the shot, how much how much damage I mitigated via Apex, correctly pulled the amount of Apex that I had in that fight. And then what this right here is going to show you is what would happen with various amounts of Apex. So for example, if I had no Apex, here's the amount of hull damage I would have taken, 107,000. So basically double what I took. If you remember, when Scopely made this, they said if you have 10,000 Apex barrier, you essentially have double survivability, 20,000, etc., etc. And you can see that being backed up here with the numbers themselves. If I had no Apex, I would have taken 107,356 hull damage compared to taking 55,182. But beyond that, what happens if I get more Apex barrier? Well, we can actually see that right here. So currently I'm at 9,455. What if I got to 10,000? You can see a slight improvement. We can see it as a percentage point right here on the far right side. And if I added, say, or got to 20,000, what would it be? Now, for our higher level players out there, even though our slider stops at 25,000, you can go put in a manual number here. So for example, let's put in a 100,000 and it will add to the bottom. And then you can actually see what that would do. For me, an 82% improvement, meaning I only take 9,760. If I went from 9,000 Apex up to 100,000 Apex, you can see that here. Also, handy dandy charts explaining various amounts and how that works for those of you who like that. Now, beyond that, there's also this handy dandy button up at the top. And again, we have been working to make this as simple and easy to understand as possible. So if you were to click this button, it's going to take you to another page. And I'm actually going to back out of that real quick because it's taking you here. The importance of this is where I want to show you, okay, here's where you can find Apex. Now, this might get changed in the future, but for now, you're going to go to this middle tab here and look at True Mitigation. Just click on it. You can click on any of these, but click on it. And then down here, you'll see all the researches that are True Mitigation or Apex. Again, terminology might change here in the future. We go and snap this to where it's a little bit easier to see. So what you can see here is, okay, what are all the things that are giving me Apex and where are they located? So for example, we got this one right here. That is a mirror research. You can see that is listed as mirror research. We have artifacts at the top, DTI favors. We've got the Terran Empire. We have Fleet Commander Gabriel Lorca, his tactician ability with Apex Spike. So various ways to improve your True Mitigation or Apex is provided in the calculator itself. You simply have to go to the very top. There's now a little button that displays it. So again, the intent of this is for you as the player to be able to take a look at this and say, okay, where am I at and how can I improve? And this calculator is going to show you where you're at based on the researches, based on the battle that you're fighting. Again, the battle is including officers. For me, this particular fight, I did use my mirror crew. So you're going to have officers like this. And again, this is why I like Mirror Her so much, which was part of the gift chest that we got for our arena comp here today, because he's doing a percentage improvement of Apex Barrier. Of course, you have Apex Barrier with Picard. You can also augment the amount of Apex Barrier you're getting with the below deck officers that are going to be the Qs. So let's scroll over to our groups real quick. Coming on down here, you're going to see Mariachi Q, Field Marshal Q, etc., which I've already talked about, liking them quite a bit. Mariachi Q is giving you a repair, but you got, French Marshal Q giving the repair, but Mariachi Q giving you more Apex if burning is active. So all these can improve the amount of Apex that you have, and then the calculator will read that based on the battle log itself. And then if you put in your numbers correctly, you'll see where you're at and then see what adding more can do. Now, the adding more is currently only discussing things like artifacts, favors, research. However, in the future, based on what feedback y'all give, more things could be added. But for now, this is your Apex calculator that is now ready to be used for all of you amazing math nerds out there, and even those who aren't even math nerds, who just simply want to see how does it work and how can I get better. If you have feedback on this, you're curious maybe more of the math behind, or maybe you're just simply curious that how can this improve and you have suggestions, my DMs are open. Don't forget, we also have our Discord where you can post requests, improvements, and Spocks Club has their own Discord. I'll include all those links down in the comments section below. But I really do want to get this out to all of you so that you can continue to work on your gameplay using amazing tools like this to see where you're at. And if you don't want to make an account with Spocks Club, you can simply use this as a non-user. Just plug in your numbers directly and see where your Apex Barrier is and what it would look like to improve it. Whether you're improving it a small amount, like me going from 9,455 to 10,000, a 2.7% improvement, or if I manage to get a lot more Apex Barrier to see how dramatic of an effect Apex can provide to my gameplay, I can see what that would look like here with the calculator. Again, this was all design magic of moving around to make your ships more survivable. You can see that's part of the mission statement, Apex Barrier. And how it progresses in the future, we'll have to see how much it gets diluted or made more efficient, depending on how you look at it. And any counters that are added, of course, we'll talk about that math there. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you out. And if it does, like the video if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and recommend us to your friends, family, and everybody else who plays this game that we're addicted to. If you say you're not, quit. And you can't, can you? None of us can walk away. We're here till it ends, no matter what it looks like. Love you. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with our space cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Hope to catch you in the next Star Trek Fleet Man video and our live streams. And as always, appreciate you so much for supporting me and helping me be the father and provider to my 3 children. Y'all are incredible for allowing me to do that. And I want y'all to know, recognize and appreciate it. See you on the next one. I'm out. That's enough rambling. Go check out the calculator. It's really, really neat. Shout out to, again, Lightbull and Spocks Club for helping me put it together.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.